More bombshell news about Kash Patel. Carol Lennig and I are reporting that the FBI director ordered the polygraph lie detector test of more than 24 current and former members of his security detail.
How many of you people believe that's true? Hang on.
Did you communicate?
You asked the question, let me answer it.
No. Did you communicate with anyone that you thought you were fired?
So this Kash Patel situation just turned into something way bigger than anyone expected, because now allegations are floating around that he was quietly pushed out of the FBI after investigators allegedly started digging into his finances and found payments linked to cartel sources. And what makes these rumors seem even more believable is that Kash Patel has been in panic mode these last few weeks. He even allegedly went on a witch hunt in his own department, trying to find out who snitched on him. Now, it's not clear if he ever found that person, but insiders are saying internal affairs were already onto him long before any of this leaked. On top of that, there has reportedly been tension between Patel and Trump for a while, and this cartel business was the final straw. So now everyone's asking the same thing. Was Kash Patel actually removed quietly before this story could explode publicly, or is somebody inside Washington trying to destroy him before more information comes out?
Explain the computer login issue. Just explain the computer login issue. You were not able to log into your lawsuit contends that you were not able to log into the system. What did you think after you were unable to log into the system?
Let's have a survey. How many of you people believe that's true? Hang on.
Did you communicate?
You asked the question, let me answer it.
No. Did you communicate with anyone that you thought you were fired after you were unable to log into
the problem with you and your report, don't cut me off. You asked the question.
Straightforward question.
The problem with you and your baseless reporting is that is an absolute lie. It was never said, it never happened, and I will serve in this administration as long as the president and the attorney general want me to do so. And every time you guys report false lies, every time you guys raise baseless questions, when we are here to talk about the Southern Poverty Law Center's $3 million decade-long scheme to fraudulently fleece Americans, you are off topic.
Now, what really started making people inside the FBI uncomfortable wasn't even the bribery rumors at first. According to reports, suspicion around Kash Patel allegedly started building because he began moving more like a celebrity businessman than the head of America's top law enforcement agency, and apparently agents inside the bureau started noticing it almost immediately. Because one of the strangest things people kept bringing up was the fact that Kash allegedly loved handing out personalized whiskey bottles to people. And these weren't subtle gifts either. The bottles had his name engraved on them, along with Kash Patel, FBI director, and even the official FBI logo printed right on the label. According to insiders, this allegedly wasn't just an occasional gift situation. Reports started circulating that Kash kept a personal bourbon stash right there in the office and would casually hand bottles and drinks out whenever he wanted. And once that started leaking publicly, people inside the bureau allegedly became even more concerned about how comfortable he was behaving at work. Now, before this, some people brushed the stories off as internet gossip. But then, The Atlantic published an article where they reported that FBI personnel were alarmed by what they said was erratic behavior and excessive drinking by Patel. And honestly, that line alone made people stop laughing about the whiskey bottle stories. Because when the head of the FBI is allegedly being described internally as erratic, people immediately start wondering what's happening behind closed doors that the public hasn't seen yet. Now, the reason these stories started hitting even harder is because rumors had already been flying around FBI circles that Kash Patel's time in office was running out anyway. As y'all probably know, Trump had already started doing some housekeeping inside his administration. One by one, people who were once considered untouchable suddenly started disappearing from powerful positions. First, there were reports about Kristi Noem being removed after backlash surrounding her leadership. Then attention shifted toward Pam Bondi, who also reportedly became part of the administration shakeups. And after that, more names allegedly started dropping in quick succession. By November 2025, MS Now reported that Trump and his White House were privately discussing removing Patel from his position. And according to reports, Kash allegedly became paranoid that he was eventually going to get that same phone call telling him his time was up. And honestly, some insiders claimed he already knew there were stories circulating behind closed doors that could seriously embarrass the administration if they ever leaked publicly. Now everyone's asking what exactly they were trying to hide quietly before it exploded into a bigger scandal. Because according to the rumors, whatever Kash Patel allegedly did was considered so damaging that officials supposedly wanted to remove him without creating a public spectacle around it. And if those cartel allegations were really part of what investigators were hearing behind the scenes, then people immediately understood why the panic inside Washington allegedly started growing, because there's almost nothing worse politically than the idea of the FBI director allegedly having ties to the same cartel networks the Bureau is supposed to be hunting down. Now, before we get any deeper into this, let's clear one thing up. The FBI has not officially confirmed that Kash Patel was fired, and there has not been any public statement saying he was removed from his position. But the reason this whole theory exploded online is because of something very strange that was reported in The Atlantic. The same article that first accused Kash of excessive drinking and allegedly freaking out at work actually opened with a detail that had people immediately raising their eyebrows. According to the article, Kash had reportedly struggled to log on to an internal computer system. He quickly became convinced that he had been locked out, and he panicked, frantically calling aides and allies to announce that he had been fired by the White House. And when people read that, the reaction online was immediate. Because think about that for a second. If your computer glitches for a minute and your first thought is that the White House just secretly fired you, that says a lot about what's already running through your head. People instantly started asking why Kash Patel's mind went there so fast. According to insiders, he later found out the whole thing was apparently just some technical error with the system. But by then, the damage was already done. People started asking what exactly had him so nervous in the first place. Was it just paranoia after watching Trump reportedly fire everyone around him? Or was Kash Patel allegedly aware that investigators were already digging into claims that could end his career overnight? Now, once those rumors started spreading publicly, Kash Patel went straight into damage control mode. Shortly after the Atlantic article blew up, Kash hit the paper with a defamation lawsuit. And this wasn't some little symbolic lawsuit either. According to reports, Patel was demanding a staggering $250 million, which immediately made the situation even more explosive politically. His attorneys reportedly described the article as a sweeping, malicious, and defamatory hit piece, and they pushed hard against the claim that Kash had panicked or freaked out over the login incident. The lawsuit also allegedly argued that it was completely false to say Kash believed he had been fired. And according to Patel's legal team, the FBI had already informed The Atlantic before publication that the firing rumors were supposedly just a made-up rumor. But here's the part that really kept the speculation alive. When reporters later asked the FBI directly whether the situation had truly just been a technical issue or whether Kash Patel was actually facing removal behind the scenes, the Bureau reportedly declined to comment. And that silence immediately became its own story, because people online started pointing out that the FBI could have shut the entire rumor down with one simple sentence confirming it was just a harmless computer error and nothing more. But instead, there was no clear denial beyond what appeared in Patel's lawsuit. And as y'all probably know, federal agencies usually get very quiet when something sensitive is happening internally, especially if there's any possibility of an ongoing inquiry or internal review. So now people are connecting that silence to the cartel rumors already circulating online, and it's looking even worse for Kash Patel. But the strangest twist in this entire situation might actually be what Kash Patel allegedly started doing after all these rumors exploded publicly. According to multiple reports, Kash became so paranoid about leaks and possible investigations that he started turning on people within his own circle. He allegedly ordered polygraph exams for more than 24 members tied to the Trump administration, including people connected to his own Justice Department circle, because he wanted to identify who might have been leaking information to the press. Now think about how serious that is for a second. When the head of the FBI allegedly starts polygraphing people inside his own orbit while firing rumors are swirling around him, people immediately assume something bigger is happening internally than what's being shown publicly. And according to sources who spoke to MSNBC, Patel was allegedly operating in what they described as panic mode while trying to save his position and track down possible leakers. In fact, Kash Patel allegedly began avoiding meetings with key FBI operational leaders during the week those stories about him were spreading. And that immediately sparked concern among people inside the Bureau, because the FBI deals with active national security threats and major criminal investigations every single day. So when reports started claiming the director was allegedly pulling back from leadership meetings during a crisis surrounding his own position, people inside Washington reportedly began wondering whether the pressure around him was becoming too much to manage. And honestly, that's the part making this story spiral even harder online right now. Because if Kash Patel truly believed leaks were coming from inside his own team, then people are asking what exactly those insiders knew that had him scrambling this hard behind closed doors. And at this point, the rumors aren't slowing down anymore. They're getting darker. And according to some federal whispers, Kash getting fired might actually be the least of Kash Patel's problems right now.